Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's weekend was amazing. So well, first of all, I did not do the live Saturday because it was more important to go ahead and use Zoom as an email source, to go ahead and email those out who are on our live Zoom registrations, to let you all know, guys, we do need to get over 250. Let's make a goal of doing it. And this would be the email that I know you're waiting for the live, so instead do this. Well, that didn't work as well as we wanted because we did not get over 250. In fact, we actually had our first cancellation. And as I looked at the cancellation notes, it simply said, I'm going to revisit in 30 days, which is fine. You know, we don't mind that. Everyone can revisit. In fact, we still have over 7,000 different email opens per day. Now, what does this week mean? So let me kind of take a step back, right? When I go through my day-to-day in terms of Rhino, the number one most important thing is members, right? The more members, the more possibilities. And I do need to share that the member number, one could walk by and say, oh, you're at 230, you're at 240, right? Like a week ago, we were at 2 weeks ago, we were at 196, now we're at 243. That's good. But one could easily walk by and say, you're at 200, like, what is that? You could be at 1,000. How about you go to 2,000 and still that would mean nothing? Anthony, there's like 8 billion people in the globe. What does, hey Jack, what does 2,000 mean? And you're not even at 2,000, you're at 200. I agree. The growth path of the membership has never and will never be one by one by one. What's up, Angela? That's just not the way it works. Because Rhino is a member platform that incorporates community, because every part of Rhino from day one has always been the value of each person and what you mean to the community, then each person of Rhino knows and understands that there is a next step to stuff, right? That nobody's just sitting there like, okay, I'm part of Rhino, cool. No, everyone needs to do the next step. Now, what does that mean? So because our members, or because our partnership program launches next week, it's never been in our interest to go ahead and tell anyone to invite anyone until then. In fact, it's never even been in the interest of our members to go ahead and invite anyone until then. If you know that by next week, once you start inviting people, you're going to collect 50 RHINOBUX for every person that signs up, why do it now? It just doesn't make sense to go ahead and do it just yet. And it doesn't make sense for us to go ahead and push it just yet. In fact, for me to come out and say, hey, listen, if somebody goes ahead and brings on 10 people, I'm going to give you 10,000 RHINOBUX, and I will actually make it available to you January. Well, if I were to do that, how would I be able to track who you brought on? Would I have to say to you, hey, who did you invite? Let me know. Let me go ahead and cross-reference with who came in. That would make no sense. Furthermore, because this is the ground floor experience of this, we don't even have the automations done. So as of now, we're manually, as your transactions happen, moving coin into your wallet, which that hasn't even happened yet. In fact, I know, and I'm already planning for this, there is going to be one day where Anthony all he does all day is move coin around. Because once those automations start, once we launch the automations, then every transaction, therefore, going forward is taken care of. But what about the coin that you own right now that's not in your wallet? Well, how does that get there? Well, Anthony has to go through the entire log and say, okay, Mike purchased $15 worth of coin on October 1st. The value of the coin on October 1st was this. So this divided by this equals this number. Take this coin, send it to Mike. Okay, what about Angela? Okay, what about Jack? So I know that I'm going to have a full day of fun festivities, right? I think Mike's writing something, but I'm just unable to read that stuff. And not that stuff, Mike, love you, right? But I'm going to have that full fun day of festivities. Say that 5 times fast, right? So in lieu of knowing that, in what world can I go ahead in any reasonable, sane consciousness and say, okay, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, and contact all different contacts that we know to be of high value, all the different people within our own ecosystem that have hundreds of thousands of people that follow them that I already know about, would I go ahead and contact, say, Dan, and say, hey, Dan, you know those like 70,000 people that follow you? Or hey, Mike, you know those 1.7 million people that follow you? Can you go ahead and share RHINO now? They would say, Ant, of course I want to. I would love to. I'm waiting for you to tell me to. But if I go share RHINO now, then they're taking it on my word. They're not taking it on your word. You see, the great luxury that RHINO has is because we've been there together the entire time, because you've seen my face and heard my words and been on the phone with me in every other context of access for over a year now, you trust Anthony. And Anthony holds that to such a value that he'll never, ever allow that to be otherwise. So when Anthony says, hey, listen, give me 30 days and this will happen, you say yes. But that's our relationship. The people that you're going to recommend to don't have that relationship with me. They have the relationship with you. So they'll say, okay, Mike, we need to trust you, that you trust Anthony, blah, blah, blah. Fine. Well, what if 30 days become 45 days? And I then say to Mike, I know you trust me for 30 days. It's got to take 40. Please, everything's going to be okay. Well, now you have to go parrot that to others who are now saying, well, we did trust you, but we don't know him. And maybe you're trusting him and you shouldn't. It doesn't work. The point is the automations need to be done before we can grow to any mass scale. So in doing so, how do you grow to mass scale? Well, you go ahead and identify the people that have been with you and reach out to each one of them one by one, or reach out and make a plan or a package to those that believe and trust in you and say, this is what you're offering going out. To do that, it means you have to grow the original numbers. And it means those original numbers are worth exponentially more. So for instance, when we go from 196 to say 240, to the average person that could do math, that's what, 44 people. All right, Ant, wow, yip-de-doo, you were able to grow 44 people, right? But according to how that actually works for us, well, now each individual now has a partnership program. Now each individual is able to receive 50 RHINOBUX every single person they bring on. Each individual has at least 2, 3, 5, 10 friends and family that they believe, and they would say, guys, this is actually quite well. This is a good thing. Why don't you check it out? It's free, or you can do it for $1. But I know this guy Anthony. He's gonna, you should. You're gonna do well, right? Everything's been going on. So now each of those 44 individuals, say if they bring on one person, 44 now equals 88. Well, now let's say every one of those 88 bring on one person. 88 now equals 176, and so forth and so forth and so forth. What about when RHINO comes out with a package and says for the first, 100 people that bring in 10 people, we're going to go ahead and bonus you 10,000, right? Well, in that case, now each person is worth, all right, so let's say 200 times 10 is 2,000. Now you're looking at big numbers. What if you do it again? That 2,000 is now worth 20,000. What about the big influencers that have the 1.7 million following, have the 100,000 following, have all of those things? When you go ahead and you have the automations done and the partnership program done, and they're able to go ahead, and because you have all that done and the automations done, you have a track record, you have a stock chart, a coin chart, you have volume, you have ups, downs, price moving up, and someone's able to say, hey, look, this is what RHINOBUX has been doing. Look at the steady growth, look at the volume, look at how well it's doing, look how much money everyone's making. I know Anthony personally. This is a really great platform, and it's still going higher and higher and higher. We'd like to share this with you. In which case, each person that signs up is done. The automations are done. They don't ever need to go through the process that we're going through today because we're on the ground floor experience together. The point of everything I'm trying to share with you is that when Anthony is focusing so much on one person, two person, three person, it's not because, oh my God, we can't find anyone. What are we going to do? We need these 3 people. No, the number 3 is meaningless. The names of those 3 people are exponentially valuable because someone like Jack or Brian or whomever that say, Ants, you got me. I'm a part of it. I go to work here, or my girlfriend's family is this, or for a hobby, I'm part of this blog, or whatever the case may be, that's worth how much. So Brian, for instance, maybe knows 10 people. Those 10 people know 10. The point is, when we spend all of our time working on building the platform, and as well as putting such a personal touch to one or two people, because don't kid yourself, at any moment, I could go ahead and make a really, really cool video, put $1,000 a day online, and go ahead and ramp those numbers up to kingdom come. But what value would that be when we believe that the foundation needs to be those that we call family, not strangers that just saw a cool video and signed up? There are many different companies and many different programs and many different promoters that you may know that will go ahead and say and do anything to get you in, they get the money, and then you never hear from them again. That has never been RHINO, and that's never going to be RHINO. So what's quite special today is the email you received showed -1 members. Anthony, why is that special? The number's not good, but the fact that RHINO shares everything with everyone, when so easily RHINO could have been like, let me just erase this. You are RHINO, you know RHINO. Our goal for this week is to get that 240 to about 400, go into the partnership program next week, and the week at 1,000, have the automations done by 2 weeks thereafter, have that number in the tens of thousands before the end of November. One would say, well, hey, you're at 200 now, you're gonna go tens of thousands, shouldn't you be doing at least 100 or 200 a day? No. Because we're doing singles per day now, then next week we go into the doubles, and then when the automations are done, we open the door. Remember, for everything that we've been doing over the last month, how many things have not gone right? Oh, well, Anthony, the save password feature isn't working. Or Anthony, we need to do this better or this better. I agree with you. Imagine bringing somebody on and them saying, hey, I have a bunch of people to invite. How do I do that? And you say to them, well, our partnership program's not ready. Hey, Anthony, I have a webinar with 10 million people tomorrow. How do I share this with everyone? Well, the automations aren't ready. You only get one shot of those first impressions, and we have no interest in going ahead and making ourselves look foolish or trying to do something that can't be done. This is how it is done. So I just want to put a little commentary to that. Also, Wednesday, we're going to release our newest article. We believe Wednesdays are going to be, I want to do articles every Wednesday. This Wednesday is, what's the title of it? And I know I'm 2 minutes over, so I got to go. Next 90 days, $1 to 100s. I'll see everyone. Love you. Bye.